Be sure to cook.
Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today we're making something very special. Ground turkey stuffed bell peppers is what we're going to be making. So stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, we are starting off with cutting some Monterey Jack cheese, and we are shredding our cheese into chunks like this. I got a big block of the Monterey Jack cheese, and I'm going to shred it because I want this to be a different size. You know, I mean, you can get it in the store already shredded, but I have blocks of different cheeses, and I'm going to use some Monterey Jack and some other cheeses. Probably some cheddar and stuff like that, and some Parmesan. So so I'm shredding a Monterey Jack, and we're going to do that first. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to start getting our rice together. Okay, I'm adding a half teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. There you go. And I'm going to add a cup of water. Okay, I took a garlic clove and I cut it and chopped it up, and I used maybe half of that, or maybe 1/4 teaspoon of a half garlic clove, and I put it into my my teaspoon of olive oil, and I've cooked it. Well, okay, when most people make stuffed peppers, they go off of using just regular rice. But I'm going to use a different kind of rice. I'm going to use a Spanish rice. So let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, I'm dumping this Spanish rice in here. Okay, so this is the 1 cup of water, because like I said, I'm just only making a little of it. So you can take that rice that I mixed up, that I don't, it's supposed to be already like that, but hey, you're dealing with other factories and people, so maybe they were just too busy to mix it up and just dump the season in the bag. And that's my 1/4 garlic, and the other 1/4 garlic we're going to be using inside the mixture. Okay, so now I'm going to use, I said 1/3, or maybe, so to this I'm using a half cup. I don't know if I said 1/3 earlier, but I'm in a half cup to a cup of water. And I'm going to try to get this water start bubbling. So let's let it get boiled first. Okay, while my water is starting to boil, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting on some onions. So I'm doing 2 slices of onion, and I need some diced onion, some chopped diced onion. So I'm just going to start cutting some diced onion up. This is going to go right into my meat mixture we're going to make. And this meat mixture I'm going to make before I do my, before I start stuffing them with the peppers. I'm going to wrap this up and put it in the the oven. Okay, and I am chopping up some onion while the water's still boiling. And what I want to tell everybody is, right now, before I take the mixture, I'm doing the mixture before I start chopping up my peppers. What I'm going to do is make this mixture, and I'm going to refrigerate this mixture. You can do it ahead of time, and then the next day you can go ahead and do the peppers, because you want it to marinate really good. So marinate it about 30-40 minutes, or even overnight. Okay, so as the water's boiling, I'm going to drop my rice and all that seasoning, see that? Okay, into here. There we go. And we're going to let that cook. And I want to cook this down on a medium until it gets nice and tender and the water is cooked down. Okay, so I've cooked this for about 2 to 3 minutes. It's still kind of raw in a way, but it's not really hard. It's hard, but it's not that hard. So I'm going to let it, I turn it off when it starts boiling. I cook it for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then I turn it off, and it's going to sit in this hot juice, and it's still going to be raw. And I'm going to let this cool down. Okay, and this is white onion. You can use yellow. You can use whatever onion you want. I just had a leftover white onion that I had already, so I decided to finish using this. Okay, I am taking it out, and look, it's thick. It's still kind of hot. We got to cool this rice down, but it is half done. It is trying to cook, but by the time you put this in the oven and cook this again, it'll be perfectly cooked. So I only did this for like two minutes actually. Okay, I have a teaspoon of parsley. I have 1 pound of ground turkey that I put in here. And we're going to add a teaspoon of steak sauce. That other half of garlic clove. I add some, of course, my famous Mrs. Dash seasoning, because it's got a lot of different seasoning in there. And just a little of garlic powder. A little paprika. You know, a dash or two of paprika, because paprika is so sweet, so strong. They say it's sweet, it's really not sweet, but it's paprika. So it comes from what we're putting in, you know, it comes from the pepper. So add a little black pepper, and we're gonna go ahead and start stirring this up. Okay, so you know, since we're doing a turkey, you can use ground beef, you can use pork, ground pork, but make sure you put seasons in there, good seasons to make it. So if you want to, you can put, and it smells really good. Really good. Okay, we're gonna put some other stuff in here. Okay, some chopped onion that I'm gonna be putting in there. Some chopped white onion or yellow onion. It's up to you, because actually we're not gonna be putting any peppers or nothing in here, because we're gonna be putting inside of a pepper. So we want more peppers inside of a pepper. You could put salt if you want, garlic salt, or I'm talking about seasoning salt or whatever. Put what kind of seasons you want if you don't like these seasons that I'm using. But I am using some different type of seasonings also. Let me get those. Okay, I'm going to be putting some marjoram leaves in there. These are real, and it brings it out. And some herb de Prince. I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm going to let you all see it. It's really good stuff. But these here is a little bit more chunky, so I'm just kind of like smushing these up in my hand and breaking these all up. I'm gonna do, I got some diced roasted tomatoes and garlic and onion in here, and these are I am straining, I have speech problems. Straining that, getting out all the liquid out of here, and I'm going to be putting these in here. This is going to be so good, guys. Okay, that cheese that I've done, I'm going to take about a handful of this cheese, and I'm going to save some for the top, and I'm going to put some of the cheese inside, and I'm going to mix this around really good. Oh, okay, those tomatoes and all that stuff I'm putting in here, I'm going to chunk up some of these, and I'm going to throw these in here. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, and I'm going to mix it all together. Make sure I get them in there really good. And this is going to be the mix base of my mix that I'm going to put inside of my, and I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese probably in here. And I need to get it out. I didn't get it out, guys. So Parmesan cheese. Okay, I'm just using some grated Parmesan cheese. You can use real. It's just a little bit. I'm just shaking a little bit, not a lot. I'm gonna mix that in there. It's kind of like you making a meatloaf. And those tomatoes they're breaking up, that's great because I didn't want a big chunky ones anyway. You can cut those down if you don't like that. Okay, so that's gonna be, hopefully. And you remember that rice that we did? Put this to the side. We wanted that to cool down, which it did. I'm gonna add a little bit of this rice pasta to this. Just a little bit. Yeah, told you I didn't want a lot. I'm not gonna use all of it. And there we go. Hey, I'm sorry, the audio went out, but all the information will be at the bottom of your screen. All right, what we're gonna do is we're just checking them. It's been 30 minutes, a little bit more than 30, about 9 extra minutes. And no, we're not nowhere near there yet. So, they just now getting, so that's why I said it's gonna take about an hour or something. Okay, so I still got it on there. We're gonna undo this because we did kind of, well, a little soften up the pepper. Ooh, it looks good, yeah. So, let's stick this back in. All right, we're just gonna take these out of the oven. Okay, these are done. Now, when I did them last time, I went 30 minutes and it still wasn't cooked. And then I let it sit in there. So these have been in here for about an hour and a half, 350 degrees. And they look great. Now, the last thing we need to do is I'm gonna turn my oven. All right, the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna, remember that cheese I had on the side? We're gonna put this cheese on here, on top. Do a little cheese. It's still hot. And you can tell it's gonna start melting inside there. But it's okay. Maybe they're too big of a cheese. Look at that. And we're gonna put this on broil. Let's just smash that down a little bit. Okay, these are really stuffed. Alrighty, here. And this cheese is Monterrey Jack, and I shredded it. Or you can get the kind in the pack. You know, I already shredded. And I'm gonna put it on broil. And I want these. I want it to broil if it stays on the peppers. Okay, I'm gonna put this on broil. And we're gonna broil this and really watch this because we just want this cheese to melt. Okay, here they are with the cheese. Like I said, you gotta really watch these. And this is the cheese sauce. The cheese that I put on it. These are my stuffed peppers. Okay, here it is. Ground turkey stuffed green peppers. This is it. This is my way. And you know what? We did this together. You and me. We did it together. We made this together. You're going to enjoy it because guess what? You made it. We made it together. Come back another time and please, let's do another dish and enjoy. Bye.